The addiction. Yvonne is addicted to biting her nails. She doesn't know how it started. She has been biting her nails since she was 4 years old. She bites her nails when she is not doing anything with her hands. She bites her nails when listening to her professor or waiting in line. People around her are grossed out by her habit, but Yvonne can't help it. Her addiction is getting worse. Yvonne now has an infection on the tips of her fingers. Her fingernails are also yellow. When Yvonne noticed all this, she realized that she needed to make a big change. Yvonne decided to paint her nails to stop herself from biting them since she doesn't want to bite on the nail polish. Yvonne was in class listening to a boring lecture, which made her want to bite her nails. She looked at her blue nails and stopped herself. 10 minutes later, she looked at her nails again. She started sweating and tapping her foot.
The girl sitting next to her asked if she was okay.
Yvonne couldn't take it anymore. She just had to bite her nails again. A mystery man. Ed Kane was a teacher at Middlebury High School. He taught math. He was known as the Mystery Man. No one knows anything about him or his life. Ed wants to keep it that way. He didn't want to be a teacher. He wanted to be an astronaut, but things didn't work out that way. He came to Middlebury to teach, not to get to know the students. Even though he wasn't the happiest or friendliest teacher, Ed was always willing to help out his students if they needed help, but if they asked about his personal life, he would turn them away. One of the troublemakers in the class, Matt, asked Ed what his plans for the weekend were. "I don't know," Ed said. "Mr. Kane, tell us something about yourself," Matt asked. "That's enough, Matt," Ed said. It wasn't that Ed was embarrassed by his lifestyle, but rather, Ed just thought that students should focus on math. If he got too friendly with them, they might think of him as an easy teacher. Ed was married, with 2 kids and 1 guinea pig. Ed's hobbies included golfing and swimming. Ed was a very intelligent man and only had 2 close friends. "Pay me back." Chris had owed Penny $100 since last year. Chris used the $100 to buy printer ink. He was in a tough financial situation, but really needed printer ink to print his 20-page paper. Penny wanted him to pay her back immediately, but it never happened. He always had some excuses. He would say that he had the money, but he forgot it. He would say that his boss hadn't given him his paycheck yet. For a long time, Penny forgot about the money Chris owed her. Penny remembered when she and Chris went to a restaurant together. Seeing him take out his wallet made her remember. "Hey, do you have $100? You still owe me," Penny said. "I thought I paid you back already," Chris said. Penny laughed. "Can I give it to you tomorrow?" Chris said. Penny knew that if she said yes, she would never get it. Penny said no, and made him go all the way to the bank to get $100. Chris went to the bank and asked to take out $100. Something was wrong with his account though. The banker told him that there was nothing in his account. Someone had pretended to be him and took all his money. Penny was never going to get her $100 back. The missing water bottle. Jared has a green water bottle that he brings to school every day. He loves it because it keeps his water cold. It also has a cool robot on it. One day, he loses it. Jared asks his friend Richard if he has seen it. "Yeah, I saw Albert holding it," Richard says. Jared walks over to Albert's locker. "Hey, you have my water bottle, right?" Jared asks. "I did, but I let Denise borrow it," Albert says. Jared goes up to Denise. "Hey, do you have my water bottle?" Denise shakes her head and says, "I thought it was cool looking, so I showed it to Amanda. She has it now." Jared goes to Amanda. Amanda, tell me you have my water bottle. Amanda shakes her head. I thought it was Lucas, so I gave it to him. Jared screams in frustration. Jared goes to Lucas. Do you have my water bottle? Jared asks. I gave it to Richard to give to you, Lucas says. That was weird since Richard was the first person he asked about the water bottle. Jared went back to Richard. Lucas said you had my water bottle, Jared said. I told you, I saw Albert hold it. Lucas probably meant Richard Lopez, not me, Richard said. I'm just going to buy a new water bottle, Jared said. He bought a blue one this time. A foreign accent. Ying moved to the US when she was 15 years old. She was born in China, and had a Chinese accent when she spoke. She didn't like her accent, because it made her sound funny, and people sometimes couldn't understand what she said. Ying also knew that people made fun of her accent. Ying's history teacher made everyone go up in front of the class and recite a part of the Constitution of the United States. Ying didn't want to do it. She asked her teacher if she could record herself and send it to him. The teacher said no because that would be unfair to everyone else. Ying then said that it was unfair that everyone had an American accent. The teacher told her to take classes to get rid of her Chinese accent. Ying took her history teacher's advice and took a class on getting rid of the foreign accent. The class was filled with people like Ying. The teacher heard Ying and the other students pronounce things. After a week, Ying didn't see an improvement. She decided to stop going to class and start loving her accent. She shouldn't have to change herself. People should like her the way she is.